The debate around legalizing same-sex marriage is one that has been going on for years, with many countries already having taken the step. In India, the Supreme Court is currently hearing a petition to legalize gay marriage, and the discussion is centered around what rights the LGBTQ+ community would gain if same-sex marriage is legalized. The Special Marriage Act is being examined, and concerns have been raised about the 30-day notice period, as it can lead to situations of abuse and violence against LGBTQ+ individuals. If same-sex marriage is legalized, the community would have access to rights such as pension, insurance, and gratuity. However, there are also potential challenges, including domestic violence, right to maintenance, and adoption rights. Ultimately, legalizing same-sex marriage would provide a pathway for the LGBTQ+ community to be recognized and granted equal rights. If same-sex get the right to marry, what will change in their lives? The Supreme Court of India is currently hearing a petition to legalize gay marriage. On the first day of this hearing, the Supreme Court had said that without considering personal law, it would see whether rights can be given to homosexuals through a special marriage law. On the other hand, Advocate Mukul Rohatgi, on behalf of the petitioners, said that the community should be given the right to marry under the fundamental rights, which are guaranteed in Articles 14, 19 and 21 of the Constitution. Talking about the Special Marriage Act, 1954, interreligious and intercaste marriages are registered and recognized through this. Some say that they do not call it gay marriage, but marriage equality rights. If there is a right to marry, then it should be for everyone. They express concern over the 30 days notice provision of the Special Marriage Act. This is not about them and their partner. Some of them have been an activist for the last 2 decades, and we have experienced so much. Now, irrespective of gender and sexual orientation, everyone should get this right. Will the notice period of 30 days of this act be removed? We recently heard about the experiences of LGBTQ+ communities. They have to face many types of violence and abuse due to their identity inside the house. In such a situation, if the people of the community want to get married and a notice of 30 days are given, and if the family comes to know during this time, then what will be their behavior? You think for yourself. In fact, according to Section 5 of the Special Marriage Act, the person marrying has to give notice, and notice regarding the marriage has to be put up at a specific place outside the marriage officer's office. Within 30 days of the notice of this marriage, if no one objects, then the marriage is performed. Advocate Prateek Srivastava says that the Special Marriage Act is not gender neutral. Its Section 4C talks about the age of the girl being 18 years and the age of the boy being 21 years for marriage. Also, its Section 24 and Section 25 states that if the marriage does not take place under Section 4, it becomes invalid. Ashok Kak, who was the founder of Humsfar Trust, says the Special Marriage Act should only deal with 2 consenting Indian citizens who are adults and can marry each other. At the same time, a certificate can be taken from psychiatrists that they are fit to marry. During the hearing in the Supreme Court, it was argued that in legal terms, the meaning of marriage has been the relationship between a biological man and a biological woman. On this, the Supreme Court had said that there is no concrete concept of discrimination between men and women. On the other hand, experts say that any relation which is legal, there are bound to be rights. Veena Gowda, a lawyer working for women's rights, says marriage is a relationship that has been given legal recognition, which binds a relationship in the legal framework and then becomes acceptable as a couple or spouse, legal partner, who together form a family and everyone has rights in it. Experts believe that if same-sex marriage is recognized, then the documents in which the spouse is mentioned will get full rights. Advocate Veena Gowda says that the family makes the beneficiary of many rights, such as pension, insurance, gratuity, medical claim, etc. Lawyer Prateek Srivastava keeps raising the issues of LGBTQ+ communities. Taking forward Veena's point, he says that in insurance, gratuity, the nominee is given the option of spouse or legal heir, blood relations, wherein, if the marriage of homosexuals is approved, then they will also get the right of pension, because the option of nominee has been given there. Ashok Kak says that the community will get help in financial matters, but there are many such issues which are not being taken care of. He says, if a person falls ill, that person's family does not allow the partner to come to the hospital. On the other hand, when homosexuals try to take a house on rent, then there is a problem. What challenges may arise? Domestic violence. If there is a case of domestic violence, then every woman has the right to complain against such violence. In such a situation, if both the women are in a same-sex marriage, then which of the two will be able to file a complaint of domestic violence? And if both the men are married, then when such a case arises, will both be able to file a complaint or not? In such a situation, this question becomes important. The Protection of Women Act, 2005 was brought in India to protect women from domestic violence. Then, on other issues, if homosexuals, after marriage, decide to seek divorce for any reason, who is responsible for maintenance? Right to maintenance. As per Section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, CRPC, the wife in a conjugal relationship has been given the right to seek maintenance from the husband. At the same time, the law says that in a family, a parent can demand maintenance from a son, a wife or a father after marriage, but in a same-sex marriage, who will have the right to take this help and who will give it, or can both demand from each other? Adoption rights. The law gives a single woman or man the right to adopt a child. At the same time, the law also says that there should be a difference of 21 years between the girl and the man to be adopted. Explaining the challenge, the lawyers say, it has to be seen that if both are lesbian women and want to adopt a girl child or gay men want to adopt a boy, will this right be given? Also, who will be in the role of father and mother in this family? The law says that if a couple, husband and wife, is in a permanent marriage for 2 years, then they can get the right to adopt a child. At the same time, the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR, has told the Supreme Court that homosexuals should not be given the right to adopt a child, as it would be against the welfare of children and would affect their development. Child custody. According to the law, the mother has the right of custody of a child below the age of 5 years. In such a situation, if the case of divorce comes up in a same-sex marriage, then who will get the right to take custody of the child? The welfare of the child has been considered paramount in the law. In such a situation, whose rights will be given more priority in this marriage? Property rights. The definition of family has been given in the law. A person has right in ancestral and father's acquired property. If the guardian refuses to give a share in his property, then the person has to challenge this decision in the court. If there is no will document, then in that case the help of Indian Inheritance Act or Indian Succession Act is taken. According to the Indian Succession Act, after the death certificate is issued, the property is divided equally among the legal heirs. The legalization of same-sex marriage is a contentious issue, but one that is important for the rights and recognition of the LGBTQ+ community. The potential benefits of same-sex marriage include access to legal documents and financial rights. However, there are also potential challenges to be addressed, including issues related to domestic violence, right to maintenance, and adoption rights. If the Supreme Court of India legalizes gay marriage, it would be a significant step towards equality for the LGBTQ+ community and would enable them to live their lives without fear of discrimination or persecution. We will keep you updated. Subscribe to Gudgaon Mail and stay tuned.